Now we'll each talk a bit about our own individual art practices because we each have we're all exhibiting artists on our own, as well as with collective.
Thank you very much, Ileana. I was born in Honduras and came to Toronto in 1996. I attended the Ontario College of Art in Design and graduated in 2001. My work is mixed media and using mainly water-based materials such as acrylic paint, acrylic polymer, acrylic gel medium, sand, and organic pigments. I also use found objects such as sardine cans and flat cans, Cuban cigar boxes, and works on paper. Presently, I have an exhibition in Honduras that is I'm showing all of these works, which are, this exhibition is titled Delineating Margins, and it's comprised of different series, and those series deal with themes of immigration and contemporary issues and political issues as well. And hopefully that show will travel to Nicaragua and Guatemala. And that's a bit about myself. Now I will let Eric talk about his personal history.
I'm a self-taught artist. I was born in Mexico City, and I tried to get into the school. I tried the art school, and I couldn't make it. I didn't pass the exams and all that stuff. So I decided to keep going on my own. And my work is mainly drawing with a bit of watercolor. I was initially trying to use oil and acrylic, but I never felt that my ideas translate well in that medium. So slowly I turned into drawing, and I would say my theme or my subject matter, it's I always been fascinated with stories, popular tales, and even religion, or all these ideas to how we deal with the unknown, right? Which is dead stuff that we don't know what is going to happen. So that triggers a very fertile imagination in all cultures. And I was exposed to many word of mouth tales by my grandmother, which is she's from Veracruz, which is a very fertile state province with legends and all that kind of things. And they always attract to me a lot. So I've always been fascinated for these beings that turn into something else, and this metamorphosic process. So anyhow, that's more or less a general view of my context of my personal work. And I'm currently working for a show in Montreal that's going to happen in November. So now I'll let Ileana talk a little bit about the work.
I was born in Toronto and I grew up in Mexico City and in the US. And so I've always kind of lived in an urban environment, but I also have been very attuned with nature. So my work uses kind of the duality, the contrast and the juxtaposition of an urban environment along with a natural environment. I use mostly small format, and so about 11 by 15 drawing, 11 by 15 inches, up to maybe 22 by 30 inches. And I use materials very similar to the materials that we use with Sots Collected. It's gouache, ink, watercolor to do the drawings. I'll give you a bit of my background in terms of my art background. So I studied graphic design at the Nova Scotia College of Art and Design in Halifax. And then after working many years as a designer, mostly with galleries and exhibitions and museums, I decided to go back to school, and I went to Toronto, where I studied drawing and painting at the Ontario College of Art and Design. And that's where I met Naum. On my current series, recently we made a trip to Temagami, which is a forest. It's an area in northern Ontario, and I did a bit of research there. There's a forest with old growth pines. So I spent a few days drawing and photographing them, and that's the current series that I'm working on.